Hey guys, it's Emily, and I can't wear Minnie Mouse ears for this video because my bun is too high and then the ears are like falling off my head. But for this 12 days of Vlogmas video, I will be doing my Disneyland bucket list. So I don't think I've said this on my channel yet, but I will be going to Disneyland next year, along with going to Universal Studios Hollywood, the San Diego Zoo, and Las Vegas. And it's funny because when I was in Disney World this past summer, little did I know that exactly 1 year later I would be in Disneyland on the other side of the US. But I have waited so long to go to Disneyland, and basically my grandparents like taking us on like really nice vacations to like places all over. So like we were going on cruises, or now we are going to California because that's where I said that I wanted to go the most. And then we're going to Las Vegas because my dad really wants to go there. So that's where we're going, and we're doing the theme parks because that's what I love. And since this is the 12 days of Disney Vlogmas, which I keep forgetting to say when I say 12 days of Vlogmas, I forget the Disney in there. But I decided that I would do the Disneyland bucket list of all the things, well, rides that I have to do when I go there. So let's get started. So I have my list here. I feel like it's kind of long, but it may only be like 10 things. But this is only attractions, and I don't know like shows and stuff or like places I want to eat. So I guess we'll see. But the first thing I have to do is the Indiana Jones Adventure. And I love Indiana Jones. It's one of my like favorite movie series, and my mom loves it too. It's like one of her favorites. So we can't wait to go on this. And it's the same type of ride technology as Dinosaur and Animal Kingdom, and Dinosaur was my favorite ride in Animal Kingdom. So I can't wait to do this one, especially since I love Indiana Jones. Bethany just stopped and looked at me when I said Dinosaur was my favorite.
Are there snakes in the ride?
No, not real snakes. I thought Bethany stopped and looked at me when I said Dinosaur was my favorite, and I thought she was going to go like, are you crazy? Not be River Journey. She probably does think that, but we haven't been on Flight of Passage. Like, Navi River Journey is cool, but Dinosaur. Okay, next is Alice in Wonderland. And in Disney World we have the teacups, but in Disneyland they have not only teacups, they have like a Alice in Wonderland dark ride. And I didn't know this until I was looking up the like ride list, because I guess it had been so long since I had watched like a Tim Tracker trip to Disneyland, or I guess I didn't remember them talking about the Alice in Wonderland ride. But it's the same ride like type as like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, with like the little seats on the like dark ride, like on the track, with like, it looks like cardboard, honestly, like the cardboard sets in there, and that's what it looks like. But I heard that also has like outdoor parts too. Next is the Haunted Mansion. And the Haunted Mansion in Walt Disney World and Disneyland are like basically identical, but it's my favorite ride, so I have to do it. And that's also my mom's favorite ride, so we can't not go in Haunted Mansion when we go there. But I really do wish that we were going like in this time of year, because right now they're doing the Haunted Mansion holiday, and we don't do that in Disney World for some reason, even though it would be amazing. Next is It's a Small World, because It's a Small World is a classic, and in Disneyland I believe that they have Disney characters in it, so like Lilo and Stitch, or like Aladdin and Jasmine, those characters that we don't have in Disney World for some reason. And I know that they have the characters in the Tokyo version as well, so I don't know why we don't have it.
I want to meet Stitch.
I know, like I love Stitch, and I was just thinking about this last night. But I really want one of those big Stitch plushes that is like $70. Yeah. I want one of those. Next is Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters. And this is in Cars Land. And I don't really know how you explain the ride, but you get in like these cars. And, I can't think of the word. But, like animated in a way where they all do like a specific movement. So it's like they're all dancing kind of, so to like a song, so they all have specific movements that they're doing, and they all like match up. And next is the Matterhorn bobsleds, And the Matterhorn is actually something my granddad, who's coming with us, he said that he did that back in 1955 when Disneyland first opened, and he's like, I've done it once, I don't need to do it again. But I think Matterhorn is kind of like Big Thunder Mountain, which is one of my favorites. It's like number 3 on my list of like my favorite Disney rides. But I love that. It's like Big Thunder, but it goes into the water for a little portion. Next we have Mater's Junkyard Jamboree, and this is also in Cars Land. And there's nothing too special about this. It's kind of like the teacups, but it's because I want to do like everything in Cars Land. And it's not that I love Cars that much. Like, Cars is a cool movie and everything. I hate the second one, but like Cars is cool. But I think that Cars Land, I heard that it's like really immersive and all that, so I really want to do everything there. Is this backwards? No, okay. Okay, next is the Monsters Inc. attraction. And Monsters Inc. is my favorite Pixar movie. And this is, we don't have a Monsters Inc. attraction here. We have a Monsters Inc. laugh floor, which we didn't get to do when we went to Disney World. But they have like a full-on attraction there where you get to go through the, I guess it's like a factory and stuff. But I heard that there's this really cool technology that they have in Tokyo. Is it Tokyo? Yes, I think it's Tokyo. Where they give you flashlights and you would like shine it on the Monsters Inc. like symbols, and then the animatronics like pop up. So it's like a different ride any time, every time. I need to learn how to use words. But I wish that they did that kind of in Disneyland. But maybe one day when I finally go to Tokyo Disney for my dream Disney vacation, I can do that. Next is Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. And I'm just going to say the next couple all together. So Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, Pinocchio's Daring Journey, and Snow White's Scary Adventures. Just because those are all very similar ones that we had in Disney World, and my mom said that she actually remembered like riding some of those. I don't know if it's when she came to Disney World or whenever she went to Disneyland before. But those are like Alice in Wonderland, where they have like little cars that go on the dark ride track, and they have what I feel like looks like cardboard like sets that just pop up and then go back down. But I think they're like really short rides, and they're like the classic attractions in Disneyland and Fantasyland. And the next I have Pirates of the Caribbean, because I heard Pirates of the Caribbean in Disneyland is much better than ours in Disney World. It's longer and has a bigger drop. And that's because if you watch one of my videos, you'll learn that it wasn't originally going to be Pirates of the Caribbean in Walt Disney World. They didn't originally have a Pirates of the Caribbean because they didn't think that guests would like it there. So they're like, we're going to do this different attraction. It was called like the Western River something. I don't even remember the name of it anymore. But it's gonna be kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean, but then when people were like, we want Pirates of the Caribbean, they had to build it really fast, and they didn't do it as well as the one in Disneyland because it's not as long and like cool as that one. And apparently, I just found this out, that they have like a restaurant, I think it's called the Blue Bayou, kind of like in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. So it's like in the Mexico Pavilion at Epcot, where they have that restaurant and the 3 Caballeros themed attraction, where you can like see the ride from where you're eating. They have that in Pirates of the Caribbean, and I do want to eat there just because Pirates is one of my favorites. Next, I have Radiator Springs Racers, and Radiator Springs Racers is like test track in Epcot, and I didn't get to do test track last time that we went to Walt Disney World, and I really wish that we did, so I can't wait to do it in Disneyland. And also you get to go through, what is it, you get to see like all of the different, like Route 66 and all the different structures that they had in the Cars movies. And then the last one that I have on here, which is one that I can't wait to do, is Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin. And I have seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and I really did like it. I like how they have the use of both animation and live characters, so I can't wait to go do that in Toontown. That sounded really weird. I can't wait to go do that in Toontown when we go to Disneyland. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and put in the comments if you've been to Disneyland, what is like your #1 thing that you think that I should go on, or maybe if you haven't, what's the one thing that you like really want to do. But I will see you guys tomorrow with a new 12 Days of Disney Vlogmas. Bye!